Okay, got a 2006 BMW X5, 4.4 liter N62. It's cranking, but it's not starting. No start whatsoever. My suspicion is it's the fuel pump. The vehicle was run almost dry and then stopped, and following day it just would not start. So let's just have a look here. There's a fuel rail. Take this little guy off. Basically like the cap on your air your tire for filling up with air, and the same kind of little Schrader valve on there. If we press down on there, we'll see if there's any fuel in there at all. There should be pressure in there. Tiny little bit. Did you see that? I mean, there's nothing there. So that's a good indication already that it's the fuel pump. All right, let's just check the fuse here. Coming to the passenger side. Open up your glove box. Go to wide angle. And if you look up there, you can't really see it, but the fuse box is actually up here. If you feel around, you can actually feel a tab. There's a tab here. Feel over, and I feel another tab here. So pull down on that tab, pull down on this tab. Oh, and there we go. Now all of a sudden, you've got access to all these fuses in there. All right. Okay, if you look there, you can see fuel pump number 47. So if you follow it along, you can see it starts at number 31, and then just count over to 47, and it's supposed to be 25 amp fuse according to this. So let's pull that one out here. Okay, I see it right there. There's that 25 right there. So let's pull this guy out. I got my little puller here. It was in the glove box. And so here it is. I just pulled it out. It looks good, but let's just test it. Okay. Got this thing set to ohms. So let's put a lead on each side, and it should go to 0, right? So if you're touching your two leads together, it goes from 1 to 0. Oops, it's hard to do with one hand. There we go. And so the same thing should happen with the fuse. Okay, so I just put some alligator clips on there just to make it easier so you can see. So we've got 0. That fuse is good. Okay, well, seeing as it's not the fuse is good. I'm gonna go to the back seat. That fuel pump should be located under here. There should be access under this seat. So give this a yank on this side and a yank up on that side. Grab it from the bottom, give it a good pull and a good pull. Okay, yeah, so I've pulled both sides here. And just start pulling it out. Pull it out this way. And then I've got to figure out how to get it undone here. Okay. Well, this just pulled right out. The only part that's holding it now in place is this. So I'll see if I can disconnect that or if I can work around it. Okay, now if you want to take the seat belt off, that seems to be a 5/8. A 5/8 works, it fits better than a metric, so I don't know why it's not metric, but 5/8. And there's the bolt. Okay, I'm just gonna undo that guy right there. It's a 10mm, just so that I can move this wiring harness and pull the seat over out of the way more. Okay, that was a 10mm. That also lets this cover come up now. Okay, so the fuel pump should be under here. Let's see if we can lift this up without damaging anything. Let's see what this is caught under here. Okay, this is just a big piece of foam. That can come right out. There you go. Give you more access to this. Okay, so it looks like you do have to take that foam out. This plastic piece runs all the way down and inside of here. If you pull it up, you can see that there. See? There we go. Oh, and there we go. Now that should give me access. And take these 4 guys off and access that fuel pump. Okay, so I just loosened this wiring harness here, and it's just a press fit. Here, if you look in there, you can see it's got little teeth. So I just put a screwdriver under. It was on there like that. Push down, and I just put a screwdriver underneath without breaking it, and then popped it off. So it's just a press fit. That's nice and easy. That gives us now even more room to get this cover up. Okay, I just pulled that cover back, threw some weights on there to keep it like that, and now 10 millimeter, all 10 millimeter. Okay, got these 4 off. They're just tiny nuts. And now screwdriver over there. Boom. Look at that. Let's see what's under here. Oh, look at that. There's a fuel pump. Beautiful. Oh, now I gotta say that right there, that does not look like a factory clamp to me. I think this has been changed before already. Yep, it looks like it. Okay, so I just pulled this through without breaking the wire. Gently pull it through so you give yourself some room. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna test this to see if I've got power when I crank, if there's power actually going to this pump, just to double check, triple check. And you know what, before we do that, I just put these back on, you know what, so you don't lose them. I like putting all my nuts and screws back where they came from. That way you don't end up with extras when you're all done. That way you know exactly what goes where. Just makes your job way easier. Okay, you can see it on the side here, maybe. It's one of these funky plugs, so looks like put this in here. Boom, look at that. And that comes out like that. Now, let's give this a wiggle. Whoops. Okay, I use 2 hands. I don't want to break anything, so just gave that a little wiggle and it comes right up. Okay, so you can see you've got 4 wires there. 2 of them are for the pump. Okay, so if you look at, first of all, if you look at this, you can see there's 4 wires. 2 of them are very thick, right? And the 2 other ones are quite thin. So I'm going to assume that these 2 big ones go to the pump itself. And so they are right there. You can see it on this side. So I should be able to get my probe in there from my voltmeter. And we should be able to see if we get voltage there. Okay, so I got the voltmeter hooked up there. Let's just zoom in so you can see it. I'm going to crank it and see what happens. There's on. And now I'm going to crank. Okay, so there's definitely power going to that pump. So that's a good thing. Okay, so another thing you can do, if you don't have a voltmeter and you got a test light there, you do that. So I've got one end just connected to the ground there. Where's my ground? Right there. And the other one is in one of the little sockets. So let's give it a crank. Give it a crank and see. And there we go. we got power, so that's good. Okay, so that positive wire is this white one here. White, and it's got another color on there. It looks like blue. White, mostly white with that like stripe, that blue stripe on it. Okay, and so this would be the negative then. Okay, so take an old screwdriver and a hammer and start banging these little notches carefully, counterclockwise, and this will spin off. I've already loosened it. Loosened it with the screwdriver and the hammer. There we go. Okay, well, I'm gonna start undoing this. So that's just a screw. Okay, so that's nice and loose. That can come right off. And now I'm gonna get some pliers and I'm gonna wiggle this. I'm just gonna wiggle that to loosen it because I can feel it's tight. Okay, so I found a pair of hose pliers here. And they seem to fit. Close that up and just give that a little twist and try and work that off a little bit. Okay, put a little penetrating oil on there and twisted it with these ones. Now, to get it off completely, I've got a little bit of room there. I've got these pliers. As you press, they expand. Let's see if that works. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, I tighten this clamp down so I don't lose it. And let's just set that aside. And let's get this off now. So that comes off. Let's have a look at that. Not much to it. And now, this pump, let's see if that comes right out there. I might have to get a little screwdriver in there. Just give it a little persuade. Oh, look at that. There we go. Let's go right there. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. That might be a two-hander. Okay, there's a seal there as well. Let's go wide here. I'm trying to do this one-handed. It's not great. Of course, the hose is in the way. Let's get that hose out. Okay, I think this is going to be a two-handed job. Okay, almost all the way out here. Oh, no. Still, there we go. There we go, and there she is. There she is. Okay, so you can see there's fuel in there. It had run dry, but I added, put about 30 bucks in it. Or no, actually, I think we put about 50 bucks in it. Went to the gas station and just filled up some jerry cans, put it in just to see if that would work, and it didn't work. So there is fuel in there now. That's the inside. Anyways, okay, let's have a look at the pump itself. Okay, so there it is. So you can see they got those two thicker wires. They go directly to this pump, right to the motor. And then the two very, very skinny wires, I guess they go to this level, this sending unit. Well, I don't guess. They do, right there. There they are right there. See? There's one of them. The other one's, where's the other one? Oh, the other one's at the bottom. Okay, there. One there and one up there. Okay, well, you're not going to believe this. I took this out, and for giggles, I connected those two wires with alligator clips to an old battery that I had sitting there. And the pump went. The pump ran. So I put it back in here. I haven't even screwed it down. I put it in and it fired right up. Bizarre. Okay, well, I just can't believe this. Actually, I can, because I put it on the battery and I ran it. I put the leads on, positive and negative, and I don't know if I had them reversed, but it made a noise. The pump made a noise for a second. Okay, this was directly to the battery, to a battery. It made a noise for a second and then it stopped. So I reversed them and the pump started going. But I believe, because it was not coming out of here, it was coming out the bottom of the actual motor, the pump, where it sucks it up from. So I think I had it in reverse and it was pumping it out. I believe. I don't know. And then I put it back in here and holy crap. I mean, let's do this again. I'm gonna fire it up. The key's in the ignition. And here we go. It's running. Well, I've already ordered a new one on Amazon. A lot less than the $600 that it was going to cost me at the German parts dealer. Not even BMW. I didn't even check at BMW. Yeah, I ordered one on Amazon. It's supposed to come in about a week. So, yeah, I just don't know if this will last. That's the question, right? It might just poop out. I don't know. But anyways, holy crap. There you go. I think it was clogged. Well, I'm gonna put it back together and I might use it like this for a while. I don't know. I think I'm still gonna install the new one when it comes, or I'm just gonna keep the new one until this one finally goes. I just don't want it stuck anywhere. Anyways, putting it back together. So I'll put that rubber ring in first. It just makes the job easier. Get that in there, and now this can go in. Get this guy out of the way again. And that will line up with that opening there. And then we'll put our ring back on. Here, let's push that down. There we go. Oh, yeah, see? I tried it without that ring. I kind of forgot I had that rubber ring. And it just wouldn't go. So I'll put the rubber ring in first. Nice and easy. Then push that down. Bam. Let's get this guy back on. I'm going to tighten it up with the screwdriver again, the hammer, and put everything back together in reverse order. And yeah, I think I'm just going to run this for a while and see if it poops out. But anyways, there you go. Well, I just wanted to show when you're putting your seat back, pushing that seat on. So this is what it's got to clip onto, and that goes between these guys. So that's all that is. When I gave it a good pull up there, there's one there, and then there's one here. So it's those two. So now that it's running, got my pressure tester on there. Let's just see what we're at here. It's at about 52 psi. Okay, and with the engine off, it seems to be sitting there at about 48. So there was nothing there when I could not start it. So that's good to see that there is some pressure there. I don't know what the PSI should be. That I don't know. But there is pressure there, so that's good.